and my name is Sheila, and today we have a new book and new stories to read because this Magic Treehouse Good Morning Gorilla story have one chapter today, but we read two chapters in one book. But these stories just have one chapters, so we have this my first book of planets. So that means planet story. And we read a planet story with Magic Treehouse Good Morning Gorillas chapter 10, okay? Now, let's start reading this gorilla book and a planet book, okay? Now, here we go. First, we can read Magic Treehouse Good Morning Gorillas Chapter 10, A Special Magic. Tap, 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 Jack opened his eyes. The Frog Creek woods are still dark and rainy. We're home, Annie said. Jack sighed. I missed them already. Me too, said Annie. Did you take a lot of notes on their habits and behavior? Jack shrugged. I list a few things about them, he said, but sometimes lists don't tell you much. You have loved gorillas to really know them. Yeah, that's right, said Annie. And Jack opened the backpack and he pulled out the research book and put it in the corner. And then he pulled on a twig that Ho-Ho had given him. And he smiled and assured to Annie. I promised Ho-Ho I'd eat this later, he said, but I think we should save it for Morgan instead. Good idea, said Annie. I proved to her that we found a special magic. Yeah, gorilla magic, said Annie. And Jack, a magic of all animals. And said Annie. Yeah, said Jack. He placed it in the twig next to the squirrels they brought back from an England. Let's go, said Annie. She started down the rope ladder, and Jack pulled on a backpack. He put in the flashlight on the pack, and then he grabbed the umbrella and followed Annie. They started up a Frog Creek woods. It was still cool and dark and rainy. Jack didn't mind though. He didn't put on his jacket. He didn't take out the flashlight. He didn't put up the umbrella. Jack felt as if he didn't completely human yet. There is still a bit gorilla left at him. Ho, 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 he said in a low voice. Boo, boo, Annie said back. Ha, 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 they said together. Oh, Jack and Annie are like gorilla, I think. Jack and Annie are saying like that. A gorilla's special languages. Now the end of reading this Magic Treehouse Good Morning Gorillas, and now we can have to read my first book of planet story. And we started at the first pages. A solar system, and we are reading at the sun, okay? Now let's start it at a solar system. The solar system. You live on a planet named Earth. Earth goes around the sun, and the path it takes is called an orbit. And Earth's part in the solar system. And the solar system was sun in the middle, a lot of big things that go around the sun. And planets are big, ball-shaped objects that move around the sun. Our solar system has 8 planets. The 4 planets closest to the sun have rocks, and the ground could you stand on. But another 4 planets made up of gas, so you can stand on. And this you can stand on because we have a sun and a ground named Mercury and Venus and Earth and Mars. And Earth far close to the sun, so we have a summer. And 4 planets farthest from the sun were much bigger and called the giant planets. Jupiter and Saturn and Uranus and Neptune is made of gas, and the giant planets, they are mostly made of gas, like what filled in a balloon. So you couldn't stand on them. And the planets were Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. And now the sun. The sun is a star. But you know, the sun is a star, but it's a very, very ginormous star. And a star is a huge ball of hot, glowing gas. And many stars you can see in the night sky. The stars are much harder than fire. And the sun is our star. It's a very special. This is an only star close to Earth to keep us warm and give us a lot of light. But warning, never stare at the sun. You can hurt your eyes. Now next. Oh, here, the sun. Now and tomorrow we started at the sun's next pages. Here, 7 pages, okay? And now, did you have fun? Learn English because you come back with some this book and this story. And bye-bye to Magic Tree Story. Good morning, girls. And with a lot of girls and Boo-Boo and Ho-Ho and Jack and Annie with another girls with a silverback. And now, this first book of Planet Story will be started tomorrow. Okay, and tomorrow we see a lot of more planets to see, okay? And now, tomorrow we see my first book of the planets, but bye-bye for Magic Trees. Good morning, girls. And that means tomorrow we read just this book, okay? This book and 2 chapters. But we didn't have 2 chapters in this book. But it might be a fun book to read. Now, bye-bye, everybody. And please thumbs up my YouTube every time. Bye-bye, everybody.